Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Brock Purdy put the absolute beat down on Seattle. Again, the guy just continues to play at an unbelievable level. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Brock Purdy, the 49ers, keep it rolling. Put the beat down on the Seahawks. Empty. This is about as good as you can get for a variation, an iteration of Scat Hank. And so it's on here, third down conversion. I love the fact that they ISO up Debo. I don't care what the linebacker, who the linebacker is. You're not going to be able to handle an NFL kind of change of direction fast guy in space. And so what is the bones of inverted Scat Hank ends up being the best version of it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this idea being that normal, I'll just draw up normal Scat Hank. Hook, flat. Sit over the ball. Hook, flat. That's kind of 30 years ago Scat Hank. This version is what I'm used to calling inverted. So one little step smoke or hitch here, that takes the place of the flat. The inside number twos, they're now running the hook element of it. And then this is the best part that I have never seen anyone else do, but I love it. It's the idea here that this is not a true sit. This is more of like a choicey, jerky, got the option, looks like, to run away. So as opposed to sitting here, he now comes in and then turns out and runs away. So even though this is a Hall of Fame linebacker, he can't handle him in space. So it's just the kind of one-off everywhere that allows this to be a much better play. Look at all the space Debo has to work. I mean, one-on-one with no one else for 10 yards. It's great space. It's great design. Nice execution. First down inside the 5. Just an outstanding job. And again, I want to make sure, because I've been critical of this drop back game. When I see things like this, I love it. This is creating space, matchup. Let Purdy be the decision maker, facilitator. Put it on him. First down. Let's go. Next one here. This is a touchdown run to Debo. This is power shovel. I love how they utilize Debo Samuel and McCaffrey here. Kind of an inverted roles. You see this play a lot for the Chiefs. I think the Ravens probably run it the most, those two teams. It's a great play. Again, it's on here because the quarterback has to make a decision. We're going to read the C-gap player. So the player just outside Kittle. This player cannot be right. So whatever he does, if he comes down and plays this thing hard, we just hand this thing off. There it is. If this player were to get up the field, we would shuffle and then flip it to the power, to the shovel part of it, to McCaffrey coming across here. So it's this little inside option. And again, Purdy probably wants to flip it so you get the touchdown pass, but right here, this is an easy give read. He comes that hard down, walk in. Again, beautiful design, great play calling. Now, the other thing about it is just how this thing is blocked. Watch the right guard. He doesn't want to hit this guy. We're trying to read that player. So it's a beautiful walk-in, puts significant stress on a defense because you're getting the gap scheme run with the perimeter blocking. So again, I'll draw it up quickly. This is the read. Okay, the actual run play is power. So to the front side, we're running power to the left. Gap down, gap down, gap down. We're then trying to pull and wrap. So we don't want to hit the conflict defender. We're trying to pull and wrap that play side inside linebacker, 54. We're going to gap wall backside. And then right here, here's the sweep element. And here's the shovel element. We're just reading this player. And we got Kittle out on the edge. He is arc blocking out. So one-on-one with the wide receiver who's out of the picture. The thing to pay attention to here is our guy can block, no doubt about it. This is a big boy deuce. So in these gap schemes, I always think of it as we're trying to get horizontal movement. We're not only trying to knock him back, we're trying to knock him sideways to create a hole. So they're going to deuce this thing all the way to 56. So significant horizontal movement, just really good design, excellent execution. Watch that deuce block. Anytime you can get the deuce across the hash, get that 3 technique across the hash, you're moving people. Next one here, second and long. We're going to rip a corner stop up top to Debo. I'm going to go across on the shift. This is one of those plays where perfect call versus this coverage. To me, this is cover 2 with a sim pressure. These sim creeper pressures are in vogue. What that means is that they're trying to simulate pressure. They're really only rushing 4, but it's by non-traditional rushers. So you get the safety blitzing on the left. It really kind of, technically, it doesn't void a zone, but it does bastardize a zone. And so you get guys who are non-traditional cover guys trying to drop and play zone coverage. So that's a lot of word salad to say we're going to run a corner stop up top. So to me, that is that up, usually right on the numbers or somewhere near the numbers for the landmark. We're working like an in down here to the bottom. But the thing about this corner stop is that usually in what I would call cover 2 here, or Tampa, we get split field coverage. So we're coming across, we're coming back here. We're getting that simulated pressure from the safety right here. So he's vacating that area. And what is the Mike linebacker normally running to the middle in Tampa? You get these kind of like bastardized hook players. So normally those guys are kind of tethered to the quarterback's eyes, moving with the quarterback's eyes, but this is hardly a NFL pass drop when you're asking an edge player to go play the hook from the line of scrimmage. So everything is kind of bastardized. But that hook player up top, he's watching Brock's eyes. Brock's eyes are holding him inside. It creates that window for the 7 stop or the corner stop. So again, this player right here, he's got to come out here and hopefully he gets enough width to be able to take this away defensively. But because Brock is looking this way, it holds him right near the hash, and then it creates that window for the corner stop. So it's all those things together and blocked up, simulated pressure. Nice job from Kittle. Again, check out the anticipation, y'all. I think at least I am starting to like take it for granted. This is looks like he's working down here, 1 to the bottom, up top, keeps his base, and he's throwing with anticipation to the number 2. Now, granted, it's pretty open, but you still got to throw it with anticipation right up on his face. It's pretty awesome. I mean, just consistently impressive with the anticipation from the pocket, crazy quick, decisive decision-making from within the pocket, in rhythm, in structure. So again, watch 56, the linebacker on the left hash. We're getting spider cammed here, but you can see Purdy looking to the right. So again, really clear here. We're looking this way. That is holding this player right here, the hook defender right here. That then creates the void for Samuel over here on the 7 stop. So that is the window. But again, you've got to be able to see it, do it, get through the read, and understand the spacing of it. And again, simulated pressure, unique coverage-ish. Nice little chunk and anticipation and accuracy. Next one here, another big chunk. Debo down here to the bottom, point of the bunch, running the over. This is that deep pylon, back pylon flag throw with an over. Everybody's open here. Okay, we've got some questionable technique here on the back end from Seattle. We got some friendly fire. I think he makes the right decision throwing it to the more open guy. You know, I don't think you would be mad either if he threw the big boy back pylon up here. So this, what I'm used to calling like a flag route, deep V, set that thing to the back pylon. Here's that over. They're really both open. You know, this is a massive throw, especially if you are rolling, coming out of this thing, setting it over here. This is a massive, massive throw. This is probably more open, but they would both be great big hits. So again, great play calling. If you want to see some, you know, just some friendly fire up here, we're going to have the corner kind of run into the safety. Friendly fire doesn't help as well. So they've got all sorts of communication spacing issues on the back end defensively. But man, when you're popping this many people open deep down the field, you are rolling. Again, the only other thing I would say here, and I don't know, because every team does this differently. You can come in here and have, you know, this can be like a true flag where you just kind of run a corner stem and then set that to the back pylon or the back flag. I always preferred these to be more like deep VE, where you come in and try to get part of the hash to come out here, because this throw up here, to me, there's not a huge window. If you come in and try to touch the hash here, sometimes the window is big enough to be able to throw those for the quarterback, a little bit easier of a throw. This would be a very difficult throw to Ayuk up top. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying Purdy doesn't have the club for it, but that would be a massive throw. Regardless, it's a big chunk hit. You got to love popping people this wide open. Again, love moving the launch point. Love Kyle's buddy over here on the right edge, securing the edge. Just a great job. I mean, that's just so much space and speed. It's outstanding. Next one here. This is on here for a few different reasons. One, I just continue to hate that motion so much. It honestly, it kind of, and this is just speaking from my own experience, it a little bit ruins watching the All-22 for the 49ers for me. Just a little bit. Not all the way. Obviously, love watching Purdy play. And this play is on here because of this play right there. His ability, his strength here, getting held onto by Wagner, not going down. This is a strong dude. Playmaker, get a little flick, get a 1-yard completion. I love stuff like that. Never quit on a play. It's outstanding from Purdy. But that motion, to me, just makes zero sense. I know they used it to have the touchdown pass back across the field through kind of that slide, insert, hide flat last week. But when you go this far out, and I'm not going to talk about it every single time they use it, but to me, the analogy would be like, this is like starting a 100-meter race in the Olympics 5 yards behind the starting line. There's just no reason to do it. This is like a cool kid trying to start a trend just to see if other people will do it. And other people have done it. But the problem here is if you're going to run a choice route here, you have an extra, you're 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Just get up and motion quickly, or start him like the Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill on the wing and fast motion like that. But starting back here for what? Just for one play where you don't go very far and you come back across for the flat for the touchdown? Okay. I mean, maybe, but they keep doing it. And it just makes everything happen longer. So if the read is we're going to try to get to McCaffrey on this little choice here, got this corner and an over here, just imagine if it happened faster. So if he was at the line of scrimmage and you ran a true choice here, you could get through this quicker. So it could be 1 to 2 quicker as opposed to 1 and now it's muddy. So it just, someone's going to have to tell me what about that makes sense. And I recognize and have seen the touchdown pass off of it. That was great. Again, you can see here, see how McCaffrey and the over are kind of in the same space there? That's the difference. It happens at the same time because they're running the same distance. So no. At the end of the day, regardless of my kind of cons about that motion, this is a great play from Brock Purdy. The dude just continues to impress. I love his fight right here, not going down. Again, he's quicker and stronger than people think. He's got that playmaking vibe. That's outstanding. I love it. Just such a nice job here to be able to turn what I would consider not a great play into just a slightly positive play. It's not a sack. Avoiding sacks, big deal playing quarterback. Look at how strong he is right there. That's not anybody. That's Bobby Wagner on your back. Have the awareness to flip it to him. Go get us one. Next one here. Pretty cool design with the shift. Not my favorite motion, of course, but hitting Ayuk down here on the little drift post. So a lot of movement, a lot of moving parts, play action, wide open space. Again, to me, this is what this offense has done as well as anybody for as long as I can remember, as far as these little play action shots, as many play actions as anybody in the history of football. Coming downhill, wide open. Great job on that little in-breaker. And again, I'm not going to let that motion hijack it, but I just want you to watch 19's effort off that motion. So first here, what is the play? The play is a play action drift right here, and there's no one around him. Okay? But this slow. It's just a characteristic of this cat and the film. That's just the reality of it. If he doesn't think he's going to get the ball, he's not going to go 100 miles an hour. Doesn't change the impact of the play, though. Look at all that space. Again, no one around him for 5 yards. That is scheming people open. Outstanding offense. Love to see it. Nice execution from Purdy. Again, the timing, the rhythm, the base. So we get the shift. There goes your motion. Downhill play action. Right where we're throwing it. Pull the guard. Wide open. Big chunk. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 9. We're going to work up top to the slot on a little sticks route. Hook, stop, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful throw. Great anticipation on the body on the break. If you know, you know. Love to see it. Again, watch Purdy get this thing out. So 3rd and long, tough down and distance. Catch middle field closed man. On the body, on the break. Again, would love to not jump and catch it with our hands. But still, catch middle field closed, press. Right? Pretty easy to see. Closed. Coming down here. Press, press. All we're going to do here is run this past the sticks. So it's 3rd and 9. Got to let it go. Again, no shocker here, right? Capital A, anticipation. Dude is playing with it all the time. It's like gravity around Purdy. Look at the base. The timing. Watch when he lets this thing go. He's separated right there. I mean, what? A lot of trust. Great job from Kittle winning at the top as well. It's a big time play, man. Just do work. Too fast for linebackers. Too big for DBs. Love to see it. And Purdy just dealing. Great base. Boom. Right up on him. Outstanding. First down. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. Deep dives on my favorite football topics. We've got a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you, so hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available. Check those out. Linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next here, one of probably the few misses, I would say, from Purdy. I think it's the right read. This, to me, is the bones of 4 verticals, 3x1 with a shallow. A lot of teams run this. It's a hell of a play from Seattle, the DB. I would classify it as lucky. I also think that Purdy probably doesn't put this exactly where he wants. Now, he probably also thinks that the guy's wide ass open, and 21 kind of falls into making a ridiculous play. But I really like the design. Again, I want to make sure I'm really explicit here because I, again, have been critical of the drop back game for them. Catch middle field closed. What I'm saying is the bones of 4 verticals is here's the special, here's the go, and here's the seam. Now they get there in a unique way, but that's 3x1, 4 verticals to me. You pair it with a shallow. Right? A lot of teams run this play. Now for me, when I used to play this play and teach this play, I used to love to say, verse man, this is the one, the special, verse zone, this is the one. Matchup, you can alert this if you really like it, and then this is the 2 and everything. So again, man, work the special, zone, work the seam. Okay, and the reason I used to say that is because verse man, there's no one over here because someone is going to be, this corner theoretically is going to be running with the shallow. Right? So when that happens, so when you get this shallow and this guy runs with him, you've got all this space to lay this thing out. And I love the fact that they put Ayuk here to have that runaway. So a perfect throw out here where you can run away, great. What happens here is the corner looks like he goes, oh, I'm going to run with him. And then he goes, oh, no, I'm not supposed to. And falls off. And kind of falls off, turns his back, puts his right hand up, and gets lucky hitting the ball. So a little bit unfortunate. You know, again, I think if Purdy saw it maybe just a little bit better, you could lay this thing out there for a walk-in touchdown. But just watch that corner up top. He's going to follow the shallow and then fall off. So again, a little bit more touch, more on like the logo up there, a little bit easier. I mean, just this is crazy to me. This is what this offense does, this personnel group, because you've got your number one, I think is a really good wide receiver running the special. You've got a really good tight end running the go. You've got an all-world tailback running the seam. You got your buddy blocking pass pro, fullback, and you've got a really quick guy running the shallow runaway. I mean, it's just a badass play. And it really should be a touchdown. Again, it's great design, just kind of fortunate, we'll call it, defensive play here. It's a nice recovery, no doubt about it, but it should be a touchdown. And again, I don't think it's necessarily a bad throw. I just think Purdy thinks he's wide open. You want to put it right on him as opposed to, laying it off. Again, I mean, look at this fucking play. Get out of here. But again, you can see that thing's going to be below his waist. Just a slight miss. And that's the difference between what really should be a touchdown and Seattle getting fortunate right there. Next one here, 3rd and 6. We're going to hit Debo down here, the number 2 on a little short in. They're going to vacate the middle. Great job converting. Again, 3rd down inside the red area. Get to 1st down and 10 inside the 10. It's a thing of beauty. Nice job from Purdy going right, left. Again, just watch the pocket movement here. Again, simulated pressure. We got to get up. We're not panicking. Okay, he up and resets. You can see him. Should I go? Should I get it? No, reset. Debo right on him. 1st down. Again, really nice job from the pass protection as well from the right side. You can see they fan out. The right tackle fans all the way out right there. And again, I just love the fact that Purdy doesn't panic. Like he gets off the spot, reset. Eyes downfield. So he's able to move within the pocket, but stay within the structure of the play. So there's no panic button. It's, you got to go, reset. There it is. Right over the ball. 1st down. Hell yes. Next one here, 2nd and forever. We're going to run post over. There's nothing there. Again, just look at the back, guys. Okay. I mean, this motion to then run like a rail from there, it's just burning a person. It's playing with 10 people. There's an element really that for me, I don't know if showing off is the right word, but it's for who, for what? That's for nothing. 7-step drop, nothing there. Got to go make a circus play. Could easily have been an interception. The DB could time the ball. Jumps a little bit early there. It's a hell of a catch. Just never in history. Look at Kyle behind him. What is he mad at? It's like he's talking to himself. Why am I calling that? Why do I do that motion? I don't know. Why do we do that motion? It doesn't make sense to me, but I just want to see if other people will do it across the league. It doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? No. Look at the shove. Look at the route. How do they even, I want to know what goes on in the install meeting when they're like, hey, Christian, shuffle and run a go. We're going to throw it to you? Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do it, coach. Again, the drop. Just the timing of this thing hits me like 7 steps. Let's see what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your favorite from under center. Just horrific. Just it's shocking that they can be so great, so good with so many elements of this offense, and then do stuff like this where you're like, for who, for what, man? We're just living on the edge. We're asking for trouble. Fortunate right there. Exactly. Next one here, a bit of a brutal pick 6. I can't really tell if this ball gets tipped. It's certainly like a late hesitation from Purdy. Very rarely do you see him indecisive like this, where he kind of like has a quick little pull down or kind of late pat. It's unfortunate, man, more than anything else. I don't think you can really fault, trying to get the ball to McCaffrey anytime, especially in the passing game. But that little like he pats it right. It's not quite ready. And again, I don't think it gets tipped. Maybe it does. Maybe it goes off a helmet. The spin kind of looks the same. It's just such a significant miss. I want to say that it ricochets off something. I'm going to say it goes off the helmet. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know and watch it on the broadcast. It's a bummer, though. Time anything gets tipped over the middle like that, bad things happen. I think it's even worse when you turn on the film here and see Juszczyk up top running with the mailbox on the all-go. It's not even an all-go. It's a wheel. You can see Juszczyk kind of go out like he's looking over his right shoulder right there. Mailbox. The ball's already out, and your boy is throwing up the mailbox. Never good. But again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what their read is for this. I can say that the timing of this thing is, for whatever, janky and doesn't look like as clean as they normally operate. So for me here, go, out, bowish, seam, call it wheel, and then this little like angle, I guess, or Texas-ish, whether that's a choice or what, just looks off. And it's unfortunate because open. And again, I'm not saying they should get the ball because I don't know how they read it out. But when you throw a pick six and you turn on the film and you're like, oh my God, if I just would have looked the other way, or if I just would have looked downfield a little bit longer. Now that looks like more of a choice down here to the bottom to Ayuk. But if he trusted him right there, because it looks like he's looking down here to the bottom. So trust Ayuk to win on that thing. That's just a bummer. And it's one of those things where some of these picks like this, there is going to be a regression to the mean. I know I've warned people, I've warned this 49er community, you're going to have some of these sometimes. So you just have to be able to overcome it. And when you beat someone down 31-13, you overcome it. Next one here, 3rd and 11. Example like triple Z here of this motion not working. We're going to run a choice from -5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We catch it. It's just not a first down. I mean, I don't know what the fuck else to do than keep showing the evidence. They have to have run it well over 20 times. It's worked for 1 touchdown, but here you're just make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. Where's the ball? First down is here. Why would you start the route to the guy you're trying to get the ball 5 yards past the line of scrimmage? It's more than 5. So you're going to ask him to run an option from here or a choice? He's going to have to run 20 yards. Fuck you, bro. Come on, man. Give us a chance. I just, the blind spots with some of this stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me. And again, Christian's really drifting. Like you can tell he's got unbelievable football IQ. He's running a 5-yard route, 10 yards. He feels it. He drifts. He keeps drifting, and then gets smoked. None of it makes sense to me. I don't know, man. I'm interested if someone has the reason why, or if someone asks him specifically, what is that motion's benefit? And I get a benefit of it would be to say, hey, the defense has to, let me go all the way back. The defense has to adjust. So meaning that you're putting like a fast motion on this thing where, if you come up and kind of slow diddle daddle out here, you give the defense more time to shift, and they've got to decide who's who in the zoo. Is he still in the backfield? Is he 1? Is he 2? Is he 3? What's he eligible? How are they going to sort that thing out? Maybe, but instead start him right here and do the same shuffle motion and go. Then you don't lose the 5 yards. It's so, I can't, man. I don't, it just doesn't compute. And it's plays like this, 3rd and 11. This should be a first down. 3rd and 11 is so hard in the NFL. And for you to have these kind of weapons and to run them 5 yards with a negative start and then come up 1 or 2 yards short, I have a headache and I have nothing to do with it. It's there. Everything is there except the start. Next one here. This is simply a spectacular hookup. Okay, and my take is probably going to, make some people frown. It's a beautiful ball. It's world-class anticipation. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is either thrown to space or Ayuk is not running the correct route. Okay? Well, say what? What do you say? Watch Ayuk at the top of this thing. To me, he's running dagger. Purdy throws it like double post. Now, double post is a great call here. I don't necessarily think this is double post, though, just because of how Ayuk comes out of this thing at the top. Kind of opens this thing up, and then he comes out flat for me, and the ball makes him adjust. Now, maybe he runs the wrong top of the route. We don't know, or at least I don't know. Maybe you know, Kyle. But this it's a great throw. It is a dot of a throw if it's double post. But watch the top of this route, and you tell me if he's running a post. It doesn't take away the greatness of the throw and the hookup. That to me is flat out. And again, look when Purdy's throwing this thing before he's out of the break. It's impressive. But you wouldn't want to throw, if this was dagger, you wouldn't want to throw that because the second level of the defense is getting significant depth. But if it's post, you can see the space. Now, maybe it's dagger and he just throws it to the space. That's some next level shit. Now, I don't know. It doesn't really matter that I don't know or we don't know. It's still a great hookup, a great touchdown. It doesn't take away from the greatness of this play. It's just, I think this is why you watch the All-22, because the top of this route looks like we're not quite on the same page. It's pretty awesome. It's a fucking awesome throw, man. Again, I love changing the launch point. Just an unbelievable job from Purdy. I guess my thing about it too is I'm not sure why. I'm not saying it's a bad play call by any means, but I'm not sure why you would boot this way to only run two people deep on a double post. Like, you just don't see that very often. I'm not saying you never see it. You just don't see it very often. What you do see a lot more of is dagger out of that, because that's a more realistic throw. This is, it's, and again, check the rotation of the safeties. Watch that safety coming down. You know, if that safety doesn't come down there, where do you want the ball to go? I know it does. It's ifs and buts or candies and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas, but right there, that's an absolute dot. It really is. Moving to your left, flip your hips. And again, this looks like double post, but we know, we watch the All-22. Something's up. Still a great throw. It's such a ridiculous throw. It's awesome. Last one here, 3rd and 3 coming out of the 2-minute. Trying to put this thing on ice. We're going to run a little naked keeper to the left. The number 1 to the bottom is going to run it over. No one's going to cover him. Great job from Purdy, flipping his hips, put it right on him. I love the coaching staff yelling at him to get down in bounds, stay in bounds. But this is a great play call. Again, timely play call. Nobody better at these play action naked keepers, moving the launch point, popping someone wide open. Look how open he is. And then watch the sideline. Everybody's saying, get down, stay in bounds. I mean, what? 3 guys, stay in bounds, stay in bounds. Okay, thanks, coach. It's a hell of a way to ice the game. Just a really impressive performance. I mean, it's just this offense, man. So many weapons. So multiple in what they do. Continuing to really probably get better and improve in the drop back game. Just, it's fun to watch if I can get past just my own issues with it. But man, so many weapons when they're aggressive, and the drop back game continues to improve because they're so good at the play action, the movement, the run game. It's pretty awesome. So that is a wrap. Brock Purdy, the Niners just continue to roll. So many weapons, but Brock Purdy, okay? Put away the system, the coaching, the weapons. Brock Purdy continues to impress. The anticipation, the accuracy, the playmaking ability, the vision, the ability to kind of make things happen when there's nothing there, to overcome some potential design issues with maybe some of the motions. Pretty awesome. And again, you can't overstate how impressive it is with the limited amount of time he's been in the league to play at this level, this consistently, when it matters most. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be fun to see. You certainly hope he continues to stay healthy, that they continue to stay healthy, because when they are healthy and loaded and locked in, they are going to be a tough out. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.